How does the past, present, and future affect us here and the now? Now, that was a question that I had posed to me this week, so I thought I'd jump on and do a quick webinar just to explain this from the perspective of Grigori Grabovoi's technologies. Here's the question from Stella. In the last number series, 4971894, how do you apply? One does not know the future, so it's important to normalize the present. So with 1489100 and 1489999, you are normalizing the present, ensuring the future is optimal. So how does 4971894 number work with this series? So that's the question Stella posed to me today. So let's move on and have a little chat about this. We've always been taught that time is a linear thing. We have a past, a present, and a future. But what's coming out in new theory on time indicates that the present, the past, and the future exist simultaneously. They're just on other levels that we don't see or don't understand as present. But this is what science, quantum physics, is now showing us. But let's have a look at the way that you normally see it. We see the past, and it's usually indicated, in the past, something has happened that affects us in the now and also the future. So what we do know is when there is information in the past, and I'm not just talking about the information or energy of something that had happened in this current life. I'm talking about the past, when you first turned up as a spark of light, a soul, not in this life, when you first were given the impulse by the Creator and you turned up in this life as a soul. You had experiences and events that happened to you along the way that sit as information in your sphere of your soul, and specifically on the area of your point of archiving, which has all the knowledge of you as soul, all the knowledge of creation and as of Creator. So this information sits there and it influences the present, and it also impacts the future. Likewise, as a soul, you agreed to certain things to experience along with Creator in this life. And so there are things set for you to experience, if you can imagine, in the future. In the future is the information when you would die, for instance. That has already preset. Of course, we know that we don't have to die. That is just a program inflicted on us by systems. And in fact, what we talk about in Grabovoi's technologies is that, and his teachings is that, actually it's normal for us to live forever in a physical body. But that is just a whole different subject. So let's have a look at it here. When we have information in the past, we can see it as a geometric form. So you can see the geometric form of the information. Now, how do you know in the present that you have something in the past affecting you now? And one of the great ways to see that is, where are there reoccurring patterns, thoughts, or situations in your life that are causing you some disharmony or pain or sorrow, whatever it is for you? Where can you see that in your life? And where you can see it turning up again and again and again, that is a good way to indicate, okay, there's something in the past that's affecting my present and also the future. Of course, at a logical level, we don't know our future. And all of us tend to want to be in control of everything at the same time, including what's going to happen. In fact, we don't trust. And that's why we're so fixed on what's happening on the future and how do I fix it. For instance, when you do a control, it's done on the spiritual level. But we get into our logical mind and going, oh, I'm not too sure if it's done. And we start to question But when you harmonize the past in the present moment and you harmonize the future, your eternal future events come back to you in the present already harmonized. So by harmonizing the past, we harmonize the present, and we also harmonize the future, so that in our current reality, the past or the future is not going to affect us now. Now, I know sometimes it's a little bit hard to, get your thoughts around this. That's why we use the number code series to help to erase the distortions in time and space of information that may affect you. So, for instance, some people say to us, well, how does a baby turn up? A baby's fresh and new. Why do they turn up with a disease? Why do they turn up with an impairment? Because there's some information from the past that is affecting them, a past life where it's affecting them in the present. So you don't need to know what's in the future to understand that you need to harmonize it. What you need to focus on is the present, because that's the only thing we can affect. And you want to harmonize the things that turn up for the present by harmonizing the past and harmonizing the future. Now, if you don't understand that, if you don't understand why you should harmonize the future, just use the numbers code series. The worst thing that happens is nothing happens. So just understand that if you see patterns, they're a good indication there's information. And if you don't harmonize it, they will act like they're reoccurring in the future, like phantoms in the future of events. So like a shadow in the future. And so by harmonizing that, we also bring our present into harmony, and therefore don't do our patterns as well. Nice little thing to remember is when you harmonize the future, the bright light of the future comes to your present reality. That's really important. And if you decide to die, you cut the light from your future. And that's important to remember, that to not die, you have to make a choice. Forget what you've been told or you've been programmed. The reason why your body dies is one of the parts is you decide that it is your future. When you say things, I'm getting old, it's inevitable. So you can erase the program, the information in the future where there is something there, an information structure about your death. And you can erase it from the future so it doesn't affect the present, because you then give the trigger to the body that it needs to age and all the rest of it if you've still got it sitting in your timeline. So I hope this helps, Stella, for you to answer the question. For anybody else that's wondered, why do I need the number code? Another important thing to remember is one of our students regrew her surgically removed ovaries very successfully. That's documented from taking out to by medical to having them restored. She had 3 different scans to prove that they were there. That was all documented. Now, it was interesting. She took her 3 months to actually regrow that in her consciousness, in her imagination. And she said to me a little time ago, it's interesting, the same events or the same feelings or experiences that caused my ovaries to have impairments at the start are coming back. And I said, did you go back and harmonize the past, the present, and the future? And she said, no, I didn't go back and harmonize the past. I said, well, the past will affect your present and the future, and you need to go back and change the past. Do you need to know what the event was or what happened in the past? No, you don't. That's just our conscious mind wanting to, pull apart and dissect. What is it that happened? We love to know what happened. All we need to know is there is an information structure in the past that holds the negative information that's influencing the present and the future. So when you are actually restoring your body in any way or healing it any way, it's important to go back to the past, go back to the and harmonize the present and the future. And you do that with these words. I go back to 1 hour before the trigger of the cause that led to my body having an impairment. I did not participate in the upcoming events. I went my way, the bright path of the Creator. All the participants and events went their bright paths. Our paths did not cross. So these are the words that we say when we're going back and changing the past. So in our consciousness, we're going back to, if you'd like a timeline, 1 hour before anything happened, so that we just had a choice as soul. We either followed this path where there were people and events that led to my health condition or whatever it is that's affecting you today, or I take the bright path of the Creator, the bright path of my soul, where the soul never had an impairment. Your physical body still had the experience, but you can go back and erase the past so it doesn't actually affect your future. Does it actually work? Absolutely. This is what we have been using for the last 7 years at E=VS, teaching Grigori Grabovoi's technologies to people right around the world. Do you need to believe it? Well, I think you do need to have an understanding that could be possible. If you doubt it in any way, you erase everything that you have done. So just go on the experience of us at the moment and start to apply this. Step in on the platform of your heart when you're doing the control and walk into trust and start to experience when you're going through this what you're feeling in or around your physical body, because often you'll have some feedback around you that will tell you. And a feedback could be tingling on my skin, I feel lighter, things look clearer, or my events that are happening, it's not an issue anymore. All of that, and just give it the time. Most people think when something happens to them, especially with their body, it has to happen, it's all fixed tomorrow, and it doesn't always happen like that. Sometimes it takes a period for the physical body to catch up with the spiritual control which you actually have. So that's all for now. I'm Marion Mace from E=VS, and I hope you learnt a little bit from this today. Thank you.